Hello, hello, my lovelies. Today we're going to be talking about how I was wrong. I was wrong about Bridgerton. I recently did a rewatch just to see, if my opinions had changed and finding out some things about the upcoming season 3. And I noticed some things about season 1 that I did not like. My opinions have changed, so we're going to talk about that without any further ado. Grab a snack, grab a drink, and let's jump into it. Roll the intro. Welcome back. Now, the reason why this all came about is because I wanted to just do a rewatch. Why the hell not? And to be fully honest, when I first made my original review, I had fallen asleep in and out of the last few episodes, like maybe 2 episodes. And I didn't really think I missed much because I read the book. And when I got to the epilogue of the book, I like to just skip the end of the books sometimes because it's like, fade to black, this happened, so I'm like, okay, they're gonna live happily ever after. Simon and Daphne get married. I'm sure they work things out. Pretty cute. Turns out I made a mistake. We're gonna go through everything that I now have an issue with Bridgerton, because things change when you rewatch a show. Things do change. So the first thing that I have to say is number 1. The songs in the background get really kind of annoying when you do a rewatch, and it just distracts from the current moments going on. Like, when I first watched it, I thought that it was kind of cute that they were doing, like, radio hits in the background, but during the rewatch, it is so loud, and it just distracts from everything going on. Number 2. Daphne is kind of the bad guy of the entire freaking show. And what I mean is, Daphne, through the entire show, just kind of has this issue with not wanting to conform to society, but in the end, she does anyway. She gets married to Simon, and she kind of SAs Simon. Like, she straight up kind of SAs him. If you don't know what SA means, it'll be across the screen right here. She basically SAs him and tries to make him give her a child when he clears it up to her that he can't have a child because of what happened with his father, and that he has this vendetta against his dead dad, and I will be going into that later. They are kind of just having adult fun, if you know what I mean. If you know what I mean. They're having adult fun. She takes the upper position, if you know what I mean. I'm trying to make this as family-friendly for YouTube. She gets the upper hand on Simon, if you know what I mean. And she, instead of listening to Simon when he tells her to get off, she doesn't. And she has this evil grin on her face. Like this angry, mean grin. And he kind of goes to town in Daphne, if you know what I mean, making it family-friendly. She doesn't listen to him. He tells her literally to stop and to get off of her. And then after she realizes that she's not pregnant from what she did to Simon, she gets mad at Simon about it and kind of gaslights him and is like just telling him that like that he lied to her in a way. And it makes no sense why she's mad. It makes no sense why Daphne is mad. He literally tells her that he doesn't want to have children, and she goes fully into the marriage knowing that. And I understand that she doesn't know, like, about how kids are made. But the simple fact that, like, she finds out how it actually happens from a maid, and then she just goes off on this angry vendetta to make Simon give her a kid. I didn't like that. I kind of just hate Daphne. I kind of just hate her. Yeah. Like, it makes no sense. I mean, it makes 0 sense. Now we're going to move on to number 3. The change in relationship from friends to being in love with Simon and Daphne just happens. Like, we don't actually see something that makes them fall in love with each other. We don't get like this cute moment of them, you know, having like a picnic or something. They don't even like go on a date or whatever. They don't even like have fun at parties. They just sit in the corner and talk snarkily about all the people enjoying their lives because they don't like the life that those people are living and how content with those people are with their lives. And they just kind of quip about it like mean kids. It doesn't feel earned. The shift happens so fast. And when I was first watching it, I just kind of went with the flow because when I first watched it, I went in completely blind, didn't know anything about it. I kind of just accepted it. But upon the rewatch and I was looking at it more critically, it just happens and it doesn't feel earned. Number 4, Simon's arc makes no sense. Simon's whole thing is that his dad has mistreated him. His mother dies giving birth to him. He has this issue with his dad because his dad doesn't like him because of what having Simon did to his mother. So Simon tells his dad when his dad is on his deathbed that the Hastings line will end with him because he believes that he will be a terrible father just like his dad, and that his dad valued the title of Hastings more than, you know, his own child, which I understand. But his dad dies at the beginning of the show. Like, there is no conflict. There is no issue with Simon and his dad kind of having an argument, or his dad could be dying. I kind of wish they would have just changed it to like his dad was still alive but dying, and that's why Simon comes back to London and has to attend these parties and deal with these crazy mothers, is because like he knows his dad is going to die soon. I would have liked if they would have had a back and forth, you know, kind of conflict instead of his dad just being dead. It makes no sense. You've already won, Simon. You've kind of already won. So, just saying. My next point is that a lot of the characters have really cool things going on to kind of play on the current things going on in their society in this world. Like, take Eloise, for instance. She wants to break the societal molds holding her, you know, in this position. She is a Bridgerton. She's supposed to, you know, be like Daphne. And she wants to kind of shake things up and is like, women can do this, women can do that just as well as a man. And I like that. I really do. But we don't actually see Eloise doing anything really about it. She just kind of quips snarky at people. She just kind of says sarcastic things to people regarding it. She doesn't actually like do anything about it. And that kind of made me sad upon rewatch, is because I really liked Eloise going in the first time. Or the other, I forgot her name. The other girl, the girl that got pregnant, I keep forgetting her name. I guess that just shows how much impact she actually had on the story. I mean, I guess that just really shows how much impact she had on the story. But this girl's story, I keep forgetting what her name is. I'm just going to call her Sarah, I guess. Sarah is pregnant by this soldier guy, and she has this issue where she feels like she needs to get married before she, you know, is starting to show. And this could have been taken in a really good direction, you know, playing on those kind of societal norms like Eloise wants to. And so many plot twists happen with her. And at the time, I really didn't even care about her at the beginning of the show. Like, during the entire show, I didn't really care about her. She just really felt like she would flip-flop a lot, so I didn't really dwell that much on her story in my original watch of the show. But looking at it again, so many plot twists happen with her. It's like, oh, she's pregnant, but she doesn't want to marry anyone that she doesn't love, kind of like Daphne, and her and Daphne kind of bond over that. But she doesn't want to marry anyone, then she feels like she has to marry somebody. And then she gets this letter that Lady Featherington made that's supposedly from the guy that the father of her child is. And it says that he hates her, so she drinks this tea to yeetus the fetus. And then she thinks she has successfully deleted the fetus. And then a carriage shows up, and it's supposedly the father of her child, and she's really excited, and she shows up in the drawing room, and it's not the father of her child, it's his brother. And then the brother tells her that, oh, I'm sorry, my brother died. He really loved you. He wrote to me all the time about how he loved you and the baby. And I want to marry you in honor of him because I feel like that's my duty. And she's like, no, you're still not him. There is no baby anymore. There's no reason for me to marry you. I will marry for love. And then he leaves. And then she's walking out of the hallway and she feels a kick, which means, whoop, baby isn't gone after all. So she writes a letter to him and he comes back and he gets her. And then they leave in a carriage off into the sunset. And that's what happens. And most of those plot twists happen in like a 10-minute span. So it was very distracting from like the actual gravity of what's happening in the situation. And I didn't like that. I still don't care about her. Still didn't care about Sarah. So, yeah. My last point is I just really didn't like Simon and Daphne this season. Simon just kind of comes off as the normal guy, kind of like in Grease, where he's like this guy that is like edgy to society, and Daphne is that one pure girl that gets him to care about somebody, and then he doesn't want to mess up her life with his, I don't know, edginess. And then they coincide together, and then they have this conflict back and forth where he's like, I don't want to ruin you, and she's like, you're not ruining me, kind of thing. And it just seems poorly written. Poorly written. So, with all that said, what is my new score for Bridgerton Season 1? Probably a 5. I think my new score for Bridgerton Season 1 is a 5 at best. So, if you want to watch it and it's your thing, go ahead and watch it. These are just my opinions. If you are a fan of Bridgerton, I still liked the show. I still liked the show. It's still okay to like put on and watch in the background, and it's fine. It's fine. It's just not my favorite show ever. It wasn't my favorite show when I first watched it. I liked it enough. I thought it was good. I thought it was cute, but it does have a lot of issues, and my new score is a 5. These are just my opinions. Do not come at me. Do not threaten, harass, bully me in any way if you're a fan of Bridgerton. I know some fandoms can be outrageous about their faves, but those are just my opinions. Mine. So, if you have different ones, let me know in the comments below. We can discuss this like normal human beings. Do not come and threaten me. Thank you, because this has happened before. I don't just talk about Bridgerton. I also talk about books, movies, TV shows, anime, internet news in general. If I find it interesting, I talk about it on the channel. That's why the name is The Random Show. It's random for a reason. So, what are your thoughts? Let me know in the comments. I love you all so much, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.